Welcome back to the Food Forest Garden fans. In today's update, I wanted to talk about chickens, rabbits, what veggies we're growing, and kind of give you a bit of a food forest tour, show you how we are utilizing as many permaculture principles as possible to be a little more self-sufficient in the suburbs. So, first on deck, veggies. Well, we're doing a lot of veggies this year, starting from seed. I do soak all my seeds for 24 hours in water before putting them out in cups. That's just a quick germination tip. I've been using that for quite a few years. And this year we're growing quite a few things. We're growing kale, collards, zucchini, eggplant, basil, watermelon, loofah, parsley, and peppers, both bell peppers and hot peppers. And we're starting all those things from seed this year. I am utilizing a staggered planting, so all these plants here will go out into the food forest next week, and then I'll plant some more stuff in new cups. And the process will go on like that for about a month or so as we're coming into spring and summer. Now once again, all those veggies are going to go right through here. This is close to our back door. I call this our Zone 1 garden. It's real close to the back door. I'm able to maintain it a lot this year. So I know right now things look messy, but come on back tomorrow and I'll show you planting all these veggies out. Next thing I wanted to talk about, garden fans, was rabbits. And if you've been here for a while, at least within the past 2 years, you haven't seen me do a single rabbit update. But my future is looking a little less food secure, and I was kind of worried about that, so I figured I would start the rabbit breeding project up again. Now, some quick tips. Breeding rabbits is really easy. 2 tips I can give you. Number 1 is you want it to be cool as possible. 40 degrees or lower is good for mating. Another tip is always put your female in the male's cage. So we got a male here. His name is Benjamin. He's a Rex, a local Rex, and he's from another homesteader family, has helped me out and let me borrow him. And he's just going to hang out with us for the weekend here, and we're going to let him breed probably once every day for a couple days here. And you'll know the deed is done basically when the female kind of presents herself and he falls over. Now when that's all done, there's no need for them to be together anymore. You separate your rabbits after that, and hopefully in 28 days we will have baby bunnies. Next up on the docket, I wanted to talk about chickens. Now I have 5 egg-laying hens right now. They are 2 years old, and once again my future is feeling a little less food secure. So I've decided to pick up 5 new chicks. So I got 5 baby Buff Orpington chicks that I am starting to raise up. And hopefully this right here, you're looking at the future of our egg laying crop. Now what I'll probably end up doing is either giving away the chickens I got to another homesteaders so that they can have eggs, or I'll have to eat them. Either way, I've got chickens. Keep in touch. I might be giving some out. Lastly, I wanted to talk about the food forest garden fans, and I'm going to kind of go over one of the polycultures we got growing out here today. I'll define the space. What we have is one about 30-foot swale, a trench, going down the property here. There's a 15-foot wide patty, and then another 20 to 25-foot swale on the downhill side. Both of these swales are fed with roof water, gravity fed with a drip irrigation system. And what I'll do is just dump water, open it up, and fill up each of those trenches with water, and the root systems reach down and towards these swales. Now, we have a tree layer and a shrub layer, and in between both of those layers is where I have this rabbit tractoring system. Now, the rabbit does a lot of things. She eats up the weeds, she manures, she enables me to come behind her and plant things like carrots. These are our fall planted carrots coming up and coming in. And I'm going to continue to plant vegetables in between these 2 layers of our food forest. I got a pawpaw here, and I'm going to walk around this whole polyculturing here. There's a big elderberry hedge that you can see that goes down that swale. I'm going to keep walking around, kind of give you a view of the whole thing. Once again, the patty itself is about 15 feet wide, so things are very densely planted in here. And underneath all the trees, once again, we have vegetables and shrubs growing. So a quick example of that, I have a peach tree, centralized peach tree, and underneath it we've got all types of veggies and herbs growing. We got things like garlic chives, arugula, there is some chamomile as an understory, there's dino kale, we have regular collards, and then sweet peas that are coming in also from early spring. Now, once again, all these plants, they don't mind living in the canopy of the trees. The trees do a great job giving these plants shade. Now, once again, I live in Zone 8, South Carolina. It gets really hot in the summer. You can see how dense it's getting. Vegetables don't mind living underneath this dense canopy, believe it or not. And you'll see more of that as we go throughout the season. If you're not already, please subscribe, and you'll see how we continue to fill this food forest out with veggies. So I'm going to step back here just to kind of give you an idea of perspective in the food forest. Currently, I'm standing right by that pawpaw tree where we started the tour. I'm going to take 2 big steps down the swale, which is about 6 feet, and I'm now standing right by a peach tree. I'm going to take another 2 big steps forward, that's about 6 feet, and I'm now in the middle of a fig canopy with all types of blackberry growing up and around it. I'm going to take another 2 big steps forward, once again, that's 6 feet, and I'm pretty close to a mulberry. I'm going to take 2 big steps towards you, and here's another mulberry tree growing with a gummy berry right next to it as nitrogen fixation. So I kind of wanted to give you a scope of the project, kind of a sizing here just by walking through there and giving you an idea of how dense it really is back here. There's a lot of shapes, colors, and sizes, and it's really kind of fun to see. So I'm going to ID some stuff here. Here's a gummy berry right next to some elderberry. I've got gummy berry once again all over the place. This is Elaeagnus multiflorea. They are my nitrogen fixing chop and drop trees. They are surrounding a mulberry tree, and this is a black mulberry, Morus nigra. It's a native variety. It does put on some pretty sizable fruit. And since I've been doing this here for 6 years, I've kind of moved more towards growing local plants, things that grow here naturally, and or Mediterranean plants, because we do live in a Mediterranean environment. So I do have mulberry, I do have gummy berry, which are Mediterranean plants, grow well in poor soils and produce an edible berry. I also have figs, which are Mediterranean and grow well in our environment, Zone 8. This fig has got, once again, all types of blackberries growing up it, on it, through it. It is nice to see. I do like to see all these different colors, shapes, and sizes in just such a small space. And once again, all these trees are 6 feet apart. So I do a lot of aggressive pruning. I am shaping this food forest. Now, that's definitely not necessary in a holistic permaculture system where you're trying to grow something up agroforestry. You can see that at our the project farm at Locklayers. Here in my food forest, I kind of prune this, and this is more like bonsai and art to me than it is anything else. I mean, this is really like an art installation. So here's a peach tree, once again 6 feet away from the fig, and I've pruned these peach trees down really short. Just makes it more manageable for me, and I found that I was getting a lot of pest damage on peaches. So I was pruning the peaches down and giving an opportunity for the fig, or for the pawpaw right here, to become the new dominant overstory. And it's already starting to tower over that peach tree a little bit. Once again, there's that elderberry hedge. Elderberry's starting to flower, and it's going to eventually provide some shade to the back of the house here, give us a nice little windbreak as well. So that's the tour, garden fans. I appreciate you all coming back here and checking it out. Here is some, what is this? Pineapple guava. Yeah, I got pineapple guava shrubs growing back here too on this polyculture. I really just wanted to show you this one polyculture. It's not a full food forest tour, but wanted to show you just one part of the food forest. We got all types of plants, Mediterranean herbs, and plants that are great for Zone 8 growing back here. We've got chickens, we've got rabbit systems, and we got veggies coming. So if you're not already, please like, share, and subscribe. That really helps us out. And enjoy the journey this year. It's going to be a very abundant year. Thanks for watching. God bless.